Hello, everybody. My name is Brandon Pike, and I'm here to give you a quick presentation on the trumpet. So, some basic info that you should know when it comes to the trumpet is that it is, of course, a part of the brass family. It has two main parts. You have basically the whole of the instrument, the body, and then, of course, you have the mouthpiece. Some other things to take note is that it has a main tuning slide right there, just below the midpoint of the bell. It also has two valve slides. A first valve slide all the way in the back, where the first valve is, and then a third valve slide right next to that main tuning slide. And these slides are basically for tuning and adjusting notes that would tend to be sharp on the trumpet, whether it's on the first valve or the third valve. So yeah, and of course it is a three-valved instrument, or three. It has three pistons. It's also transposed to B flat, of course. So when you're writing a trumpet part, if you write a C, you're going to hear a concert B flat. If you write a D, you're going to hear a concert C, and so on and so forth. This is a quick clip of someone playing the Charlier Etudes. I believe this is number 2. And this is just going to give you a quick idea of what the trumpet could sound like on its own. All right, so the next topic I want to get into is the range of the trumpet. So the lowest possible note that the trumpet can play is an F sharp 3 or a concert E3. Of course, the trumpet can play lower than this. However, you're going to have to ask the performer to do some things physically that they may or may not be uncomfortable with. They literally have to lip the note below it down, and just to put it simply, the trumpet isn't built for notes lower than this. So keep that in mind. And a respectable high register for the trumpet would probably be a C6 or a concert B flat 6. Of course, the trumpet can play higher than this. However, you'd have to take into account the experience level of the group or ensemble that you're writing for. So, if you're going to ask a middle schooler to play the D or E above that, they probably wouldn't be able to do that. Rather than maybe a college or professional, they could play stuff higher than that. So keep that in mind when we're talking about range on the trumpet. As well as that, I would try to avoid crazy major octave jumps. So let's say, you write that C6 and then you immediately follow it with that F sharp 3. That would just be insane to do. I don't even think the best trumpet players in the world could do that, because it's just asking so much physically for a performer to do so. I would keep the octave jumps to maybe 1, maybe even 2. So if you were to write that C6 and follow it up with the C5, I think that would be much more reasonable. Because brass players in general have a lot more to do physically than a woodwind or a string player. Just to give out some examples. So keep that in mind when we're talking about range of the trumpet. And this next clip I'm going to show you is Doc Severinsen, one of my favorite trumpet players, playing MacArthur Park. Volume warning, really quick. This isn't the best quality of video, and you may want to turn your volume down for this one. Here we go. So, if you still have a hankering for writing a higher trumpet part, maybe the piccolo trumpet is the right option for you. It's pitched one octave higher than the trumpet. It's literally built for playing higher notes. Also, that fourth valve right there is to lower the pitch of the instrument by a fourth. So if you are writing a higher trumpet part, you decide that a piccolo trumpet is the right option for you, but you still want to be able to hit some of those mid-level notes, maybe in the fourth to fifth octave range. You can still hit them by using that fourth valve. However, it wouldn't be as strong as it would if you just wrote a regular trumpet. So keep that in mind if you want a higher octave trumpet in your piece. You can use the piccolo trumpet as an example. This clip is when Marsalis recorded the CBS Sunday Morning intro. I love this clip. It perfectly encaptures what the piccolo trumpet is built for. All right, some other trumpets that we can talk about today. First, I want to talk about the C trumpet slash E flat trumpet slash any other trumpet that's tuned differently than B flat. So when we're talking about a C trumpet, we're referring to a trumpet that is in a C tuning. So if you write a C, you're going to get a C. If you write a D, you're going to get a concert D, so on and so forth. Um, the C trumpet is naturally smaller than the B flat trumpet, so not only are you going to get a tuning difference, but you're also going to get a tone difference. You know, typically smaller brass instruments are going to come with a more lighter, uh, jabbier sound than they would, let's say, a regular trumpet or some of these other trumpets we're going to talk about. Same thing with an E flat trumpet. It's a little bit longer than a regular trumpet. It's going to have a more darker tone to it. The cornet is basically a B flat trumpet shrunken down. Again, it is smaller, so it's going to have a more jabbier, lighter tone. A flugelhorn, which is pictured on the right there, is in it's transposed to B flat. As you can see right there, the bell and the bore are a lot wider. So you're going to get more of a wider, darker tone than you would a regular trumpet. And there's also a bass trumpet out there, which is, more or less of a novelty instrument. This piece right here, I'm personally working on. It's called Night Songs, and it features both the flugelhorn and the trumpet. So you can get a sense and the difference between a flugelhorn sound and a trumpet sound. All right, some ensembles that you can find the trumpet in. Of course, it'll be there in a concert band setting. Uh, they also use some trumpets in symphony orchestras, but of course, their role in the ensemble is much depleted. Symphony orchestras mainly feature string instruments or woodwind instruments. So if you're writing a symphony orchestra piece, keep that in mind. There's also a lot of trumpets in a jazz band setting. Brass quintets, they obviously typically use two, maybe three trumpet players. It's usually always two, though, and some brass bands as well. So this year, as you all may remember, the Boston Brass came down to give some lessons, and I believe they did a convocation as well. But they also played with the marching band to dedicate the loss of the people in 9/11. Um, so here's our performance with them. Again, I'll give you another volume warning. All right, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put it in the discussion board, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you again.